Hi, Mahendra.
Hey, Aruna. Parma, Aparna, Chaitu, Ankur, Vara, Naresh, Shimon, Jai, Balachandra, Aruna, Silpa, Mahima, Deep. Welcome to the broadcast. Aruna, can we have you played the video?
Yes, Mahendra.
Okay, let's do one thing. We got 4 minutes, right?
Yes, Mahendra.
So, everyone, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being patient. It took a little while for me to find a space. I mean, this was almost like a big test for us on how virtual somebody can be in the current days. And this, I can think, proves if you stretch it a little bit, it looks like we can. Having said that, we're going to start the countdown. Here's how we laid the program for us. Hope you've seen the video about Unycare. It was a small video from us. And what we're going to do now is wait for the countdown, which the exact countdown is set for 5:24 in exactly 3 minutes from now. Before we get there, I just wanted to have a quick introduction to what we have set out ourselves to do. So it's been 2 years since me and the team started off on the journey of creating and since it's very simple and built around, we've seen online communities becoming very prominent in verticals like retail, in verticals like media, in verticals like services, and we've seen the power of community coming together and being able to create such real impact. About 2 years ago, when we looked at healthcare as an opportunity, what we realized really was that the ability for people to come together. I mean, healthcare is simply a direct function of how people come together and work together. We've seen that there's nothing that exists out there to help people work with each other. But we saw nothing, and we saw a big opportunity. Neobric has worked in this space for about 7 years, connecting networks and all in different industries, verticals. In an overall, if we look at the total number of users we have served so far since 2007, we served about more than 1.5 million users. And we wanted to bring our learning, our knowledge, our impact to this space. This space is very complex, though. It's not as easy as it sounds. 2 years of research has told us, has given us great insights into how the sector functions. We saw how the point of care was completely overloaded with users, whether they're consumers, they're patients, they're providers, they're doctors, all the ecosystem coming together and trying to create a delivery at a point of location. But we know that this is not scalable. We've seen how, if you look at an example of a LinkedIn, we've seen how it started off by creating professional connections, and today it is unquestionably the largest platform on which people find and network with each other. And the value now that people out of those networks have started deriving is to be able to find talent, engage with them.
Sorry to interrupt you. We are close to Germany.
Thank you, Aruna. So what I will do, I'd love to do is let's get started off with the countdown.
Yeah.
And let's put the counter on, and we'll continue immediately thereafter.
Sure,
Can you count on screen, please? I'll come back up. Just in time, as they say. And I must share this with the audience that, this is an amazing thing. We all just kind of decided to do this just yesterday in the afternoon. And it was really very quickly put together. The question we asked ourselves was, hey, we are talking about virtual and it making such a big difference if we're able to embed that into the communities. And here we are. It's really a live example of what virtual can do. I must tell the audience that I'm joining from a small restaurant in Delhi using my hotspot. I couldn't get to the place I wanted to be, but what better way to actually see if this works? I'll talk a little more about the platform. And before I do, what I think it will be very important for us to show you is how for the last 3 months, we have deployed what we are actually launching in the soft form today at the HCG Oncology Center in Bangalore. I want to show you a small clip that is a virtual collaboration between two very senior doctors in oncology. One was from Bangalore, the other doctor was joining from Belgaum, a very remote tier 2 center. And we want to show you how they were able to discuss an anonymous patient case that was referred, and were able to quickly arrive at a consensus on what needs to be done. Now, this would typically have taken 5 visits by the patient to different centers, and still some information would have been missing. But we want to show you this before I come back and say a few more words about Unycare. Aruna, can we have the clip, please?
Yeah, yes, please, Mahendra.
Hi, Vishal. Hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Me? Can you hear me? Can you see anything in the chat box? 100 message. Okay. Okay, Vikram. I want to discuss about one patient. Just hold on for a second. Yeah. Vikram, you can see the screen? Yeah, I can see the screen. Here, just have a look at this. 1 minute. Can you see this? Yeah, I can hear you and see you also. You can see the screen. You can see this image. Anatomy is there. Yeah. Can you see the cursor? That anterior commissure lesional is it? Anterior commissure. Yes, I can. Yeah, here, right? Where the this area. I can see it. Yeah. This patient is this patient is my friend's father. He had a small growth at the anterior commissure region. Okay. Okay. So he had come to us with the presentation of hoarseness for the last 1 month. Okay. I'm just going to show the images to you. Can you call the patient inside? Please come. Vikram.
Hello, Mahendra.
All right. Thank you for that, Aruna. I appreciate that. So this was a collaboration between two very senior doctors on a case. We know that it was the first case that Dr. Vishal Rao, who's actually on the medical advisory board of Unycare, has done. And we expect to actually see more events rolling out since this beta is now live. We have discussed and showed this platform to almost about 25 doctors. We have discussed and the workflows and what we are enabling in this with almost a group of 100 family and friends. And for whoever we have showed, what really came out is that this is probably the first comprehensive portal that would allow users to come network with each other. It would allow them to virtually consult on either a screening or a virtual opinion or a interaction. What is more important is it would also help a lot of follow-up streamlines with the doctor and the patient without the patient having to actually visit the doctor's office. Along with this, there is a big, huge virtual learning system that would allow doctors to broadcast. In fact, what we are using today is a virtual learning platform that is in beta. So we are almost kind of trying two things out here. So bear with us for some of the glitches that you would have probably encountered during your participation. But this is where we start. We are extremely excited about it. I would actually try and see if Dr. Vishal Rao can join us. He's an extremely busy person. I actually see him here. Dr. Vishal, if you're seeing me, can you please raise hand so that I can allow you to join into the call, bring you into the virtual interaction, and then maybe you can share a few words. So whenever you do that, I'll be happy to. Yeah, I see you. Let me allow you to join the broadcast. Thank you so much, Dr. Vishal. Thank you for joining. Hi. So we have about 15 guests who have joined us from all parts of the country, even from US and Europe so far. And we've just shown what the platform is. We have successfully launched. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, for all your guidance that we have got so far. It has been an amazing journey. If this is what we could achieve in 3 months, I'm amazed. I'm excited about what is possible in the future. With that, I think what I would love for you to share with the guests here in this great occasion of actually launching the platform. Can you share a few words about your experience? What did you see in the vision? Why do you believe this would actually change the way healthcare can be delivered?
Mahendra, if you remember the first time when we met and you asked me, showing this platform, saying that you need to tell me what is it that we can do. You said you have the platform, you need to ask us on what is it that we can do. I think we came up with a very beautiful discussion, and I still remember that day because we both discussed, and I ended up telling you, saying that, you know what, at the end of this platform will be successful only if our patients will benefit from it.
Yeah.
And that is how we doctors look at it. And if the whole initiative today, I feel, is being useful because I feel my patients are going to use it and are going to find it useful. Now, I think to give you a little heads up on how we started off with this, I think the first point that we discussed was, can we have a couple of doctors coming together to help one patient? I think that's precisely because we are in the era of multidisciplinary clinics. We are in the era of super specialization, subspecialization, which means that one particular expert will be dealing with one specific organ or one specific system. Now, that makes whole body's diseases a whole lot of complexities for non-communicable or communicable diseases where multiple specialists are needed. And that is currently the order of the day. Now, in this kind of a scenario, you know, this is what my patients have often told me. So, example number one, my patient is sitting in front of me. I tell him, okay, you know what, Mr. Mahendra, you need to go and meet my medical oncologist, then you need to meet my radiation oncologist, and then you need to meet my dietitian and my speech therapist. And you know, he's staring at my face and saying, oh, that's going to be like half day gone. I need to go fix your appointments, sit down with them, then I'm going to start explaining to them from the scratch. And by the time that I complete each one of these, I think I'm going to spend half the day in the hospital. And I was sitting and all the time pondering about this, because many of my patients would express these concerns, saying that this is, I mean, it's mandatory, it's important, but how can I fix this? So I think your platform gave me that solution to initially start off. It felt that I could help my patients effectively, sitting in my room and being all my other doctor colleagues who are somewhere concerned with the quality of the patient in the platform without compromising the quality of care. And I think in one way, giving the patient a very special experience during this time. And I think that's what the platform needs to deliver.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vishal, for sharing those insights. How big, I had just one more thing which I think the audience would love to hear from you, Doc. How big do you think is the importance of an online and very well-networked community that is not necessarily always tied up to a location or an entity? How important it is for people to start collaborating when it comes to matters of health. And of course, I know we still have to the whole thing of privacy, security, permissions, informed consent, and we know that these are real-time challenges that we have to deal with, and we will deal with them. But beyond this, if let us say we are able to address some of these aspects effectively, and there are many ways to address it. How important do you think is the about a community coming together and being able to deal with their own health? A relationship between a provider and a consumer, kind of transcending the boundaries of location, entity, being able to collaborate with each other. How important do you think that is going to be in the future? And are we too early in this game, or do you think that is something that is already happening and we are probably at the right time?
See, Mahendra, this is a daunting task that lies in front of several healthcare experts today on how do you bring quality care at the doorstep. So it's rather not an option but a necessity now to bring in collaborative efforts, collective efforts, and transcending locations. It's definitely needed today to deliver care. And also from the perspective of a patient convenience. And I'm saying that as a doctor, for me today, it works so that my patient is happy. And that's the fundamental formula here, correct? What is the point if I do all the work I do and yet the patient is not happy? So the fundamental rule here is the patient convenience. If you keep at the center point, what platforms and technologies that this will offer is convenience. Traveling on the way and he urgently needed a surgical opinion and he actually brought me in. So he was traveling on the way, and imagine we did a virtual tumor board, a virtual multidisciplinary meeting, because he was on the way and I was sitting in the OT and my patient was somewhere else. But we three came together and had to bring on to a consensus about a particular issue because my patient was on therapy by the radiation oncologist who was traveling, who needed a surgical opinion to rule out if my intervention was needed, and the patient was apprehensive.
Yeah.
So the patient finally was happy because both of us from different corners could come and be in front of him rather than be on a phone. He had the visual experience of having both his doctors from across two different locations being in front of him and explaining to him that he should not worry. Now that's an experience sharing.
Absolutely. No, that is amazing. So beyond the patient convenience, Doc, how important do you think is about also empowering doctors, and especially multi-specialist doctors who are usually very widely spread? How important do you think it is for them to come together and internally collaborate between themselves, or even being able to share their skills virtually across a very large section of people? And of course, while I say this, I must share with the rest of the audience that Dr. Vishal Rao, it is so exciting for us to partner with him and his involvement with the Unycare platform. He's an innovator, and through his insight, we've been able to actually start looking at some very serious interactive technologies like virtual reality and mixed reality that will very soon be a part of this platform. He also brought us into this need to be able to embed innovation. Just transcends a simple two-dimensional video. So while we are launching this, and obviously there will be a roadmap on how we perfect this over the future, there is already still a set of innovation that looks like it is not for tomorrow. It's actually already there. They are using it. And doctor, you have seen that doctors, although they are still very early in the curve of adopting some of these very next generation technologies to teach themselves at a very rapid pace, because that is how the whole healthcare sector is expanding in terms of complexity and knowledge and disease cases. Do you think this is an added?
Voice prosthesis and restoration training program at Nepal. Showed us that doctors from across continents globally could collaborate and bridge the knowledge gap to make a difference. For me, that day, I had a couple of people to me
Right.
that they were there virtually. I didn't even know many of them there. They said that it was such a pleasant experience of in person actually experience and learn some of the simple techniques that they were wanting to learn for such a long time.
Right.
I think that offered them a tremendous empowering educational platform at virtually no cost or fraction of a cost for them.
Absolutely, Doc. And we want to do more of it, right? I mean, we really want to take this out to the next generation of learning as well. Where
Mahendra, I think you have to now move towards virtual reality, augmented reality, and 360. And I'm sure that you all are already on it.
Absolutely, and we just want to kind of like we said, and I think it was a collaboration between all of us when we looked at some of those technologies, and what we realized was these are not technologies that are away for a decade or two, right? They're already here. I was amazed at how easy it was to actually blow up entire DICOM scan by 200% without losing any fidelity. And being able to interact with each and every part, being able to walk through it. So it's amazing about what it is that we can enable on this. I'm looking forward to working with you, Dr. Vishal. You know, thank you so much for being part of this.
Sure.
It's been an amazing journey so far, and we are so excited because we always believe this, right? It's not technology, and like you have always rightly said, a lot of people can make technology. I think it's how we understand behaviors, how we understand cultures, how we understand usage and use cases, and how we are able to translate the complex technology and being able to use useful and support these use cases that are emerging on a day-to-day basis. So I look forward to that. And if you can, do you have a few more minutes that you can hang on? What I would love to do is, we have the audience here. There are 19 users who have joined us from different parts of the world. I'm pretty sure had we given them a lot more heads up, there would have been more. But I'm so happy that there is this audience who have taken time off and visiting and watching us live. I would love to know if there is anybody in the audience who would like to ask a question while both Dr. Me and Dr. Vishal are here about the platform, about the importance of a platform like this. Please use the raise hand functionality to the right of your screen. We'll bring you into the interactive call, and if you have a question, either of us will be happy to address it. The floor is open for any questions, please. So I wait to see if anybody is addressing those questions. What I think we will do next, please use the, once again, to the audience who's viewing the broadcast live, there is a raise hand function to the right. If you have any questions at all about the product, about what is next, today the beta.unycare, the unycare.com is live on beta, which means that both providers and consumers can log on to the platform. When I say providers, we have given the ability for both doctors who are medical professionals who will be verified by the platform, as well as alternative roles in providers and health providers, whether they are, they could be wellness experts, they could be Ayurvedic specialists, they could be counselors, they could be health experts. They will also be able to join and provide remote value to the patients who join. And when I say patients, I mean, you know, they could be patients with a chronic condition. They could also be users who come in and actually do a lot of consulting to make sure that they're on the right track when it comes to matters of their health. Obviously, this is the very beginning of our launch. There's a lot more to come. There is a roadmap. Right now, we have a roadmap of about almost 3 quarters to follow immediately after this launch. And we will be in touch with you. We will update you on all the happenings and the exciting things that would launch from here onwards. For us, this was so important because we had to be out there. We know there are many items which will come up, and we look forward to hearing from you. We are going to listen to the user bases very carefully. I must also mention and thank our board of advisors, Naresh Agarwal, Raj Halve, 2 extremely senior gentlemen from the industry who've been very kind and consented to be our board of advisors. There is a much larger team at work here beyond us who are building the platform, the user experience, and deploying this in different models. The platform would be used as a B2C, which is customers on the users on the cloud. And we will also offer this platform to enterprises who will then be able to white label and offer their own internal set of users, whether they're patients or doctors, in a white label fashion also. With that, I'm assuming there are no questions from the floor at this point. What I would love to do is hand over the screen to Aruna. Aruna, can we, I would love for the team at Unycare to be able to share their experiences of how they felt when building this platform. So Aruna, if you can come back into the
Yes.
Go ahead. I mean, you guys have done an amazing job in getting this through. 2 years, I know I've driven you hard, but here we are celebrating what it is with our well-wishers, advisors, with people who really matter for us in this journey. In the people, guys in the team, you know, you should know in the people who we invited and who have very kindly taken time to be in this call. There are now 20 of them. You know, they're advisors, they're friends, they're family. There are people who supported us in many invisible ways. You know, their contributions are not always seen by us. So what better way for us to share what we have done over the last 2 years and see the excitement firsthand. So please, let's start sharing. And I'm sure the team, the audience will come back if they have any questions. While the team is sharing, I still request the audience to please drop me a question. Anything that you would like to say, you want to participate in the interactive video, we'll be able to invite you into the video and have you share your thoughts, your wishes, if that's what they are, and what else you know, give us a mandate. We'll be happy to take it away and work harder on it. But this is what we would like to do. Go ahead, Adna.
Here is Mr. Mahesh. He will talk about Unycare in few words.
Sure.
Hi everyone, this is Mahesh Kumar from the team user experience of Unycare. It's a great privilege to work for this team, to work in a product that's going to revolutionize healthcare and the telemetry industry. And I'm really, it's an honor to work with the team for the past 4 years or so. They have worked really hard for the past 2 years to get this product really successful. And it, from a user experience standpoint, it's really, really usable and it's going to change the entire thing. And thanks Mahendra for involving me in this product. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kiran and I'm working as a product consultant for this Unycare platform, and it's been 6 months or something from the time I started working on this Unycare platform. So I'm pretty excited to see how the healthcare industry will evolve by using this Unycare platform, and I'm pretty much sure that everything will be like everyone is allowed to use this platform, and ease of convenience and everything will be pretty much sure thing from this Unycare platform. I hope everything works well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran.
Hi everyone, one and all. I am Karthik from Neobric, and I work as a developer. It's a pleasure to work with Unycare. As we all love our loved ones, Unycare is a platform which is going to care and take the care of it. So I just want to say one thing, that when we want to talk to a doctor, it takes a lot of time on waiting, but not to take the diagnostics on the right way, on the right time. So Unycare helps us to take on the right time, on the right scheduled time. So all I was to say on one thing is one click to share it and one click to care them. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. Mr. Surya.
Hi, greetings to all. This is Surya. I'm working as a developer in Neobric, and I have been working for this Unycare product from last 6 months, and I'm very happy to be a part of this team. And there are so many people's hard work behind this platform, and I'm very happy to say what we made is very great. Actually, what I want to say, the features what we have in current our Unycare platform, they are unique. Why? Because I'm saying unique. The video call what we have and the e-prescription telemedicine what we have, they are very unique. And the user interface what we have implemented, that is pretty simple and easily understandable. So I hope you like them, and I hope you like it very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Surya. Is there anyone who yeah.
Shekhar, spend so many sleepless nights in the mobile apps.
Yes, Mahendra. Yes. Yeah.
Go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone. Welcome to Unycare. I am Shekhar. So, I contributed majorly on the mobile app development, and so almost my journey starts with the Unycare in this company. So I enjoyed a lot with to implement this application. So we did. We have spent sleepless times. A lot of people spend sleepless nights to achieve the Mahendra, to achieve the goals of, to implement the application of the Unycare. And so I'm very happy to be part of this innovation in the healthcare industry. And I thanks to Mahendra for this. Thank you.
It's all. Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you. Come over, Pranay.
Hello everyone. Greetings to all. As you all know, I am also a developer in Neobric. I am working for Unycare. Okay. Yeah, hi. It's a pleasure working in Unycare with so many of them. It was like a dream come true for working in Unycare because I have learned a lot, and it was like a pleasure thing. My part in Unycare was patient education, which educates the patient. But it's the sole purpose of the doctor to educate the patient and duly remind us. It comes with a very doctor's intuition to educate the person. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranay. That was really hard work to get that module going at such a short time. While people are sharing, let me also share. I think once we got the data model right on the platform, the rate of innovation that we've enabled on the platform has been pretty tremendous. And I think this is what we will see continues to get propagated. Like I said, this is only the beginning. But the data model of a networked population coming onto the platform is so amazing that the team that you're seeing here with all their passion would be able to bring us a lot more innovation that is in store that will get rolled out over the next 3 months to 6 months. Obviously, the first part of what we are going to do now is focus on a smaller group we will start propagating in friends, family. Of course, we never know, we could surprise ourselves with how people adopt this. But we will start taking in a lot of feedback, opinions. We will continue to fine-tune it. But this is a promise. I think what we have even now, I can very confidently say with how the team has worked on it. I think comparatively, and I've seen, I must say this, guys, I think we're doing much better than the Microsoft OS launch as it used to be at one point of time. Not to beat them. We are small, we'll be humble on that. But I think it's been an amazing, ability to launch this, and this is exciting, because it's important for us to tell the audience that we are a team. We worked hard over the last 11 years. For us, it's not about launching some technology or a platform. It is about making a huge impact. And I think today what we are all part of will be counted in times to come. Here's an affirmation from all of us here to tell you that we are going to make this a grand success, and especially when we have user, advisors and guidance like Dr. Vishal Rao, Naresh, Raj Halve, who are also on this call, and many other faces who have been contributing in terms of insights on how we should take this. I'm sure we're going to really become stronger than this. Aruna, is there anybody else who would like to share?
Yes, Mahendra.
Come.
Mother is here. She wants to share some words.
Come over. This is our party.
Yes.
People have given us the audience. They're very kind. So let's share.
Hi everyone. I'm Madhurashri. I'm associated with this platform since 8 months. and I'm glad that I'm associated with a healthcare platform, which will make future generations easy for the interactions of doctors and patients. And I wish all the best for the entire team of Unycare. And thank you.
Mr. Murthy.
Come over, Murli. Incidentally, Murli is the one who worked hard, and he and his team. Murli Suryanarayana, can you raise your hand? That's Surya behind Murli, and then Pranay and Aruna. Incidentally, these are the folks who actually made possible of how we are participating in this virtual broadcast of the launch of Unycare today. This was done at a breakneck speed. This is a virtual cast platform. This is not out in the market, but what better way to test and show that we have confidence in it. And guys, I'm so happy to share with the audience that I've actually logged in from a very small restaurant on one of the bylanes of Delhi. The experience is because I couldn't find the place I was supposed to go and sit. So within, I had to put my mobile sport on. They're actually doing this entire broadcast on a 3G network. I don't even have the 4G properly here. So thanks to you guys. Please go ahead and share yourself, Murli.
This is Murli. I'm working as a senior software engineer at Neobric since last 2 years onwards. But when coming to this Unycare and Unicast also, we have developed which is part of the unified communication system. I can probably say it's going to be rock these two products in the future. So
let's hear for that. Let's hear for that. Let's say cheers to Murli.
So actually, we have already experienced with Unicast right now. So I think it's good when we compare with another applications in the market. So we're expecting your feedback after this event. So if there are any changes or any new enhancements in the already existing application, we'll do as soon as possible, and we'll deliver it in the market for better. Okay. Thanks for this opportunity for Mahendra and Janardhan.
No, thank you, Murli. Appreciate it. Aruna, are you still with us?
No one is there.
All right. So thank you so much. I would like to conclude. I really love to thank the audience once again. This was this is something that we just cobbled up together so quickly. I think we put together this broadcast as well as the launch in 24 hours of our deciding that we should go live.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Because we would.
Shivaji wants to share some words with us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop myself. Go ahead, Shivaji.
Hi everyone, this is Shivaji. I'm working as a developer in Neobric from starting my career in Unycare, and now it's going live. And Unycare is the vision and zeal of Mr. Mahendra to help with healthcare, and his excitement made us excitement keep very high every day. And it is I'm very glad to part of Unycare. Thank you.
I believe in the difference this platform would have made. I don't think we are. is an amazing company. They have done an amazing job in being able to allow ventilators to develop these kind of applications. I think they do a lot more things for them as we go into the future. Thanks to digital, which is serving the campaign management system for the patient education. Again, no small part of module into the platform. We thank Amazon, which is helping us host this platform. And virtually, I know they will help us at a very short time without any hindrance. So a big thanks to them. Thanks to MSG91, who's supporting us with SMS notification systems going out from the system. Again, that is not a small mean achievement. We thank all the other partners. Sometimes they have come and supplied hardware. They have actually helped us test something. This is not a single job. And that is why I say today, I think, when it comes to technology and when it comes to platforms like this, we realize that it is a matter of an ecosystem. It is how that comes together very effectively and be able to deliver that experience to the users. We will see more of them. And what we have seen is there an amazing amount of innovation that's happening out there. And we would be working with them in the future to make this even more efficient. With that, I would just like to ask one more time, if anybody has a question, we'll be able to address that. If not, what I would love to do is, call a vote of thanks. And maybe any last words from you, Dr. Vishal, before we go?
And I think a long our textbook has a very nice note called milestone promises.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have one question coming up from Mr. Jay. Please, Mr. Jay, we are getting you into the call. You would have to accept your browser. Your browser has to accept your mic, and you should be able to connect into the call. Mr. Jay, in case you had any difficulty in accepting, yeah, okay, I see it. Mr. Vemuraudi gives us a message. Congrats, folks, for the product launch. Best wishes for lots of business soon. Of course, we all look forward to doing business as well. Thank you so much for your good wishes. Dr. Vishal, please go ahead. You were saying something. You're absolutely right.
I just wanted to wish you guys all the best. I think there's a great team out there that's been put together by Mahendra. All the best, you guys. Wish you all the best. And I was thinking of a quote saying, milestone promises to keep before you sleep. So I think there's a long journey out there.
I don't think we're sleeping at all. In fact, we all believe our day has just begun. So that's a great reminder. And when we look at people like you, Dr. Vishal, this is one thing I must also share with the audience. The last 3 months of having worked closely with doctors, what we've seen is senior surgeons like Dr. Vishal and some of the very senior specialists, they're doing an extraordinary amount of job. I have not really seen commercial there. I have not really seen an entity there. I know generally the feeling, a lot of perception that a lot of us have about doctors and hospitals and a lot of other stuff. It has changed my perception to such a great extent. And of course, I do come from a family of doctors, but I've seen them. I mean, Dr. Vishal and his team and a few of others that he's introduced me to, they work almost 14 hours a day, sometimes 18, sometimes 20. Sometimes I understand that they would not sleep through the night because they have to really look at something which is so critical. And these are subjects that throw up challenges like never before. So it's a very different opinion that we have after having gone through. And I'm sure this platform will also help people to come closer and appreciate what this providers, the whole provider system does for us. in terms of whether it is a small issue or a very complex issue. So I'm pretty sure we'll all have a great journey onwards. I see just two more things coming up. Jay, who was not able to join to the call, but he says, congratulations, Mahendra and the Unycare team. It was a pleasure to work together and review the work with Mr. Varaprasad. Look forward to be associated with this wonderful effort. Thank you so much, Jay. Your words of appreciation and encouragement means a lot to us. I really appreciate that. With us, yeah, go ahead.
To add a point, David from California was telling me, saying once using the platform, they should be able to sit, a doctor should be able to sit in his house and able to reach a patient in the remote corner of this country through virtual reality or augmented reality and able to treat him.
Yes.
Solve his problems,
Yes. So which means that the most complex onco surgery can actually be held by a doctor anywhere in the world and be done by robotics, which you yourself use in HCG oncology, which we also had the opportunity of broadcasting, if you remember, to your other colleagues. I know, I mean, this is...
Mahendra, using these platforms, we are definitely going to peep into the...
Absolutely. That's true, Doc.
Glimpses of what we can do through potential...
That's right. Doctor, thank you so much. Team, thanks a lot. I think, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. And again, everybody who's joined us, I see one more. That's fine. That's Jay. Jay, I'll work with you. I'll try and see why it is. Some of the times it could be your network settings. Sometimes it could be the browser settings that wouldn't allow your camera and mic resources to be accessed properly. But I think we'll get on it. Shimo has sent his congratulations, team. All the team on both the launch of Unycare and the beta on Unicast. He joins us from Boston. He's a great believer and a partner for us. I'm pretty sure we'll start working with him on something deeper very soon. Thank you, Shimon. With us, I think we come to the end of our broadcast. It's been amazing. Again, thank you so much for your patience, audience. If there were any technical glitches and you had any difficulties at all, we would love to hear, please, because that allows us to improve ourselves and make this even better. I look forward to, for those who could not attend, and even those who attended, we'll very soon be sharing a recording of this event, and we'll put it up for distribution. We continue to count on your encouragement, your support, your participation. And I think from now on, having done this, like Vishal said, the cat is out of the bag and they're only miles ahead of us. So we really appreciate and we continue to look for a support. Thanks. Have a great evening and we'll be in touch. Jai Hind. Bye everyone from the team.